I'm joined by Paul Lee of Deloitte, who will introduce the exclusive research available to all Leaders Summit delegates. Paul Lee, a feature of the Leaders Summit has been research, original research from Deloitte. What areas have you been looking at this year? What sort of issues? And what will the delegates hope to take away as a result?
So in terms of the issues, we focused on what the questions that have been asked by the executives in the TV industry, basically since the last Leaders Summit closed. And we're looking at things like what happens to younger viewers as they grow up, what's happening with devices. We're also looking at regulation, and we're also looking at the way in which the overall TV sector is evolving.
If it came down to one big question, what would that question be in your mind?
The big question is around the longevity of the TV model. It's been asked for many years, and year after year that question resurfaces. So whether it's about what do connected devices mean, so the C generation as it's called, or what happens to younger viewers as they grow up? Will they move from YouTube, if they're currently watching YouTube, to broadcast linear TV?
Big data is perhaps the greatest cliche of the year, but it's also an important underlying issue, isn't it?
Certainly, with any new trend, there is hype and there is substance, and certainly with big data and data analytics, there is both. What we see around big data is a lot of stories about the ability, for example, to work out what programs should be created, or about which advertising is working. And we think there are benefits in both, but it's not yet the time to abandon the old models. You still need commissioners, and you still need to really understand how exactly advertising campaigns work.
Television executives are sometimes horrified by the behaviour of their own children. They don't seem to be watching too much television. How different are the young, and will they stay different, or is it just a phase in their lives?
I would go for it's a phase in their lives, in that the younger will get older, they will settle down, they will have kids in general, and so their behaviours and their patterns of behaviours will tend to mould as a result of that. So your context influences your leisure habits. Now, of course, that may not be to the same extent as has been happening in previous years. So it may be that people remain watching 2 to 3 hours as opposed to 3 to 4 hours of TV per day. We don't know yet, we won't know till the future, but my expectation is that lots of habits die hard. I wouldn't consider my viewing habits as being representative of the general population. I think that's a general mistake which is often made by TV executives and extrapolating from their children's behaviour and their own. So I'm actually watching more TV because it's part of my job. So I can say I'm watching 4 hours of TV per day, and that's part of my timesheet.
And I personally love watching television, but a lot more of it over the past 5 years has been recorded and comes to me courtesy of the personal video recorder. And I sometimes watch a drama series maybe 6 months after original transmission.
That kind of behaviour tends to be quite exceptional. So the number of PVRs in Western European households has gone up a lot, but the consumption of live TV remains pretty strong despite that.
Paul Lee, thank you very much indeed.